Welcome back inside. This is the Fast 5 Minutes presented by Parts Galore. 30 seconds for each of these guys to debate a topic. The first one we're hitting, how many Tigers are going to make the All-Star team? They've already clinched a bid to the World Series. They're already in because they're the best team in baseball. Not really. 5 is the over-under of All-Stars from the Tigers roster to make it. You going over or you going under, Matt?
I'm going to go over, and I'm going to say Scherzer, Porcello, Martinez, Miguel Cabrera, and Joe Nathan, probably the 5. And you could probably add, I guess, another starting pitcher in there if Verlander or somebody else heats up. But so far, those are the guys that are doing it. It's got to be the pitching that is carrying this team right now, and it has been. Because the lineup isn't maybe as good as it was a year ago with Peralta and Infante gone. But this starting pitching has been unbelievable. So I'll say over and say maybe Verlander's that 6th guy.
I will actually agree with that. I think they're going to end up doing that. And part of the reason is the American League is just not that good. You mentioned it earlier, Matt. The AL Central, everyone's aware, is down. The Tigers are certainly part of that. They're beating up on them. But the AL East isn't very good, and that's usually where the power of of the league comes from. Baltimore and New York are leading it. Both really flawed teams. So I think there's some room on this All-Star team for an extra Tiger to get in.
Could be interesting to see how many do make it.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to see Joe Nathan make it, especially after that rocky start he had. He's settled down a little bit.
Yeah, rocky for him, one or two bad outings.
Right.
Let's not forget Ian Kinsler either. I mean, that's another one. I mean, last year Jason Kipnis made it as a second baseman. He won't be in it because he's been hurt, so there's a second base slot open.
This Pistons basketball could be handed to a new draft pick on draft night that could be a local guy. A lot of people pinning Gary Harris, Nick Stauskas as potential guys in a spot where the Pistons could land in the lottery. But a lot of local guys aren't participating. Mitch McGary only partly participating in the NBA Combine this week. GR3 really the only one working out within it. Concerned that these local guys aren't participating in the Combine or just par for the course?
I think it's par for the course. I mean, you had the top guys not even show up. Wiggins and those guys didn't even go to the Combine. It's not like the NFL Combine. It's really about individual workouts. It's about what they've seen on film, but it's generally the in-house workouts. They'll have them matched up with 3 other guys. They'll be able to run, each team will be able to run guys through exactly what they want to see. A lot of the combine for the NBA is for second-round picks and really a PR move, so I wouldn't worry about it at all.
I think the one guy made a huge mistake in going, and you guys are going to laugh at this, is Gary Harris. He shouldn't have gone. He goes to the Combine, takes his shoes off, measures at
please, put those back on.
Measures at 6'2". Gary Harris is only 6'2". Danny knows this. There are not a lot of 6'2" shooting guards in this league. I know when you put shoes on, it'll be 6'4". But man, oh man, his stock should go down a little bit. A 6'2" shooting guard. NBA executives don't like that.
You got 2-inch shoes?
Well, he might have to. Maybe he's going to wear lifts like George Costanza.
That's it. He's got it. That's a plan.
There's the reference for Costanza. That's, I think, 7 times out of 8 you've been on, Matt. That's been good. Thanks a lot for doing that. Absolutely. Conference finals kicking off in the NBA. Great slate so far we've had of these playoffs. Have been fantastic. Spurs in the West going up against the Thunder. And in the East, it's the matchup everyone's been waiting for. The Pacers somehow got there against the Heat. Who are your picks to advance to the finals?
I mean, I want Indiana to win. I'm hoping the Pacers can knock off the Heat, but I just don't see it. I just don't think that they can beat Miami 4 times. I don't even think the Heat are playing that well, guys, but I think Miami's going to go. I think it'll be a good series. I think the Pacers will play better than they played the first 2 rounds. Some of their home games have been brutal. And out West, I think this is Spurs. Oklahoma City without Ibaka now. Popovich versus Scott Brooks is a mismatch. I think it's going to be a finals rematch from a year ago.
Yeah, I hate to keep agreeing with Matt. I mean, believe it.
Get a room.
But, yeah, this setup is rematched about a week ago when you started seeing how the teams are playing. Indiana, can they catch that midseason form before they fell apart and give it to the Heat? Maybe, but I think Miami now is focused. You still have LeBron. You get into those big moments, you still have the best player in the court. And with Ibaka out for Oklahoma City, I think San Antonio's got a huge advantage. So, look, last year's series, I covered a lot of it. Unbelievable. 7 games, drama, back and forth, one last shot for Tim Duncan. I'm fine with that final.
Not bad. And I think the Ibaka thing is a big blow for them. By the way, I was in Indy this past week doing some work for the Grand Prix coming up.
Yeah.
Went to that Pacers game that they got blown out by 29. That is a team that's not getting anywhere near a sniff of the Heat.
You don't think?
They are. No.
I think they'll play better. I think this is a wake-up for them.
Home court.
Yeah, we'll see.
NHL playoffs have been equally as great, if not better. It's been fantastic. But Milan Lucic, villain number 1 here in Detroit throughout that series in the first round against the Bruins, in closing handshakes with the Canadians, said reportedly, "I will kill you next year," to a couple of the Canadians. It's a great tradition in hockey, Dan. Should it be changed? The handshake line?
You know, look, it's forced sportsmanship, so it's not necessarily genuine, but I do think it represents a good thing. And for the guys that are completely unsportsmanlike, like Milan Lucic, it allows us to see that, and it's sort of a window into it. But I do think there's issues. Look, you know, when Draper got injured and they had to, the Red Wings had to shake Lemieux's hand and things like that. Those things were fake, and nobody wanted to do it. But that's the tradition of the sport. I'm fine with it. It's one unique thing with hockey.
Dino Ciccarelli poo-pooing Claude
Yeah,
Lemieux.
yeah.
We had Sidney Crosby not shake Nicholas Lidstrom's hand. Matt, what do you think?
I love it. I think it's part of the game. I think it's a tradition. I think the NHL needs to keep doing it. I absolutely think it's awesome, and it's unique for the sport. With that being said, though, Lucic is a total jerk, but we wouldn't be talking about that series if that didn't happen. No offense to the NHL and Hockey Town and everything else. We need Lucic's in the sport because it's kind of a bore, not a bore without him, but doesn't get a lot of attention. You need to have that kind of stuff for as big of a jerk as he was.
I hope he was just speaking figuratively with the kill. I mean, we've got
and
the
the handshake.
Hernandez
He was
situation.
yanking-
We don't need.
he was
we
yanking
don't need
guys'
this.
hands
We
down.
don't need to take this seriously now.
Right.
Taking stuff off the wall. This has
boy.
been behind us for a while. It's Motor City Comic Con, 25 years, I believe, down the street in Novi.
Yeah.
This is the Iron
Have you
Patriot.
been?
So I'm going to ask you guys,
Look at this guy.
how cool do I look? Fear me. Whew. Who's the best
Everyone come see how
superhero?
good he looks.
Yeah, right.
Like
Who's the
Ron
best
Burgundy.
superhero here, Matt?
You know, I'd be, if Tom Mazaway, if you're watching, my producer over at 105.1, he'd be so mad if I didn't say Spider-Man. I just think Spider-Man's cool, man. I just think he's cool. I mean, the web thing and everything else. I mean, I'd go with Spider-Man. Maz, I'd taken care of you there.
Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield?
Or the
Neither.
cartoon version.
Neither.
Cartoon
Yes,
version?
Cartoon
Dan's got it.
Superman is the best superhero because his day job, newspaper reporter. That's all you need to know.
What a nerd.
And he gets chicks.
What a nerd.
Chicks, even as the newspaper reporter.
There's like 25
even
seconds
Lois
left.
Lane was into him.
I'm going with Iron Man purely because of Robert Downey Jr. I think he changed the game for movies, for superhero movies. I think he's as cool as they come. That franchise is nothing without him. Marvel, the Avengers, nothing without Robert Downey
You're
Jr.
taking this a little
What
too
about-
seriously.
what
Why don't you
about-
get down to Comic Con?
What about Bat Brad?
Look at that. Now we got dark. We're in the cave now. We're in Batman's cave. Things got a little dark.
Bat Brad.
The winner, Dan Wetzel, for green. And because he had the flag and he said he was going to wave it. That's pretty good.